ezi onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ ime ihe niile, Chukwu okike abịa ma bụ onye anyị na-efe na-agọzi aha nsọ ya, onye ọbụla naanị ya na-achị, onye mmụọ na mmadụ na-erubere isi, onye ọbụla naanị ya bụ ọkaka. Ụbọchị ndị ka anyị na-etuga eze ebube dị ngọzi, mmalite na ọgwụgwụ, ndị gboo wee tụọ oge ebighị ebi. Onye nwe m, ụmụ gị wee gbakọọ n'ụwa niile iwe nara ozi ọma nke gị onwe gị n'ezi ha site n'ọnụ mmadụ dị ndụ na nke ebere dị ngọzi. Anyị wee na-asị na onweghị ihe ọbụla nke anyị onwe anyị bụ n'ihi na ọ bụ anụkpa ahụ sọsọ ka mmadụ dị ndụ bụ. Ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ, maka na okwu nsọ gị na-adịgị ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, n'ihi na okwu gị niile ga-abịarịrị na mmezu. Ọbịa mere Biafra ga-eji wee bịa na mgbe nke anyị. Anyị wee na-akpọkụ uwe na-arịọ gị na-asị, lekwa ude nke anyị na-asụ n'akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka o metụta gị n'obi. Onye nwe m na Chineke nna nke igwe, biko dịka isi wee napụta ụmụ gị n'ọbụ n'Ijipt, gotu ọgbe wezuga ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra mgbe ekwensu bụ zuu nke mmadụ dị ndụ karị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, na-asị gị n'ime ọnọdụ anyị na anyị ga-ekele ha nsọ gị, wee nye gị nsọpụrụ ụtọ na-eji ama mgbe niile, n'ihi na anyị enweghị chi ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị nwe anyị anaghị efe arụsị. Ọbịa mere iji wee na-agọzi nsọmụkwụ anyị niile. Ọbịa mere IPOB ji wee gbaa mgbọrọgwụ n'ụwa niile. Anyị anaghị atụ egwu mmadụ dị ndụ. Anyị wee na-eto gị eze ebube dị ngọzi, sị gị biko gbatara anyị ọsọ enyemaka. Ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye anyị refe nwanya bụ isi ala nye ka i wee napụta ndị gị n'ọbụ nke ekwensu. Anyị wee na-enye gị ofe na nsọpụrụ na ija mma, na-asị lekwa ka ndị iro anyị niile ka kasị wee baa ha ọnụ, ha wee daa hapụ ikuni ọzọ. Obodo ekwensu bụ zu ala nwekwa n'ihi eze ebube dị ngọzi. Anyị onwe anyị bụ ụmụ gị wee na-akpọkọ ha nsọ gị, na-asị na enweghị chi ọzọ egwezuga gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, na-asị onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onye kere na n'otuto niile na nsọpụrụ niile na ịja mma niile site n'ebighị ebi mara onye gị ka a na-arịọ gị. Ise ise ise.
Yes. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. Because of time, I'm just going to hit it very, very quickly. Thank you so much, Alex Oko. Thank you so much, Izuchuku. Mommy Lola Ego Yibo, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. Bless you all. Biafrans, please, as you're joining in, make sure you're hitting the like button so that others will join us also. And then those that will watch later will also watch, because these days, the updates needs to be coming very, very quickly, because sometimes we cannot keep up. You know, and thank God for the prayers Onyendu have prayed. Onyendu prayed for us before now. Onyendu is praying for us now. Onyendu will continue to pray for us. And I want to guarantee you that every prayer Mazi Nnamdi Kanu makes for Biafra and for our freedom, the God of heaven will answer. You know why? Because his mind is clean. He has a clean conscience. And because of that clean conscience of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, everyone in that zoo that have a clean conscience, thank you for joining me, Helen Peters, everyone that have a clean conscience, they are gradually aligning together now. Those that have clean conscience, those that understand that we have a common enemy, they are now sincerely aligning together gradually in their thoughts, in their actions, in their various presentations, and it is giving me so much joy, because I know if this demonic Fulani government refuses to bow out, revolution will begin, and there's nothing that will stop it. Nigeria will end and Biafra will come. Now join me, let's listen to Adeola Fashion. Let's listen to Adeola. Oh my God, things are happening. I have so many videos, but my time is too short. I may not be able to play, so much. Maybe I'll be able to play 2 with the time that I have. But first and foremost, let's listen to Adeola. These are people that were much critical about us in the past. People that would not even want to talk about Biafra or talk about freedom. People that will be aligning, like this Adeola. Adeola was always aligning with Biden, and they never liked Donald Trump. They never liked him. They were always with Biden, Kamala Harris, Obama, and the rest of them. But today, Donald Trump is doing wonders, and all the enemies are bowing. And if there is any intention that is not of God, the Almighty God will take care of it. But the truth is that we must come to the point whereby we realize that we are in that entraption or contraption called Nigeria. We have a common enemy, and they are not part of us. They don't belong to us. They are Fulani terrorists. They don't belong to us. They are not indigenous to Nigeria, and we must win over them. Let's listen to Adeola. Now, the Nigeria government of APC, there's no way they can be able to cover their anus this time. Everything is being blown out of proportion. There's nowhere to hide. Let's listen to this precious sister, and then
now to the
hold on. I don't know. Let's see the frame. Okay, the frame is good. The frame of the picture is good. Now let's listen to Adeola Fasehun. Adeola Fasehun, thank you so much. Please allow me to use your video. This is for awareness purpose. I didn't take the right permission from you, but please allow me to use your video. Thank you so much, my sister. Let's go.
Now to the cocoa of the matter, to the story of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, move closer. Boni Alaji, is it true that they said, he said, she said, and someone be Alaji? Is it true what we are hearing? Because, hey, can you imagine? An independent news agency in France, AFP, you guys know them, you cannot buy them. They reported that Nigerian President, President Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu secretly paid billions of naira to Boko Haram terrorist group. The devil is there. They said he paid this money to secure the release of the nearly 230 kidnapped school children and teachers in Niger State. You guys remember that time that they kidnapped about 200, and actually it was about 300 of them. Some of them escaped. And so now we are hearing from AFP that the president allegedly paid billions of naira for the release of these school children. And
Adeola is using allegedly. We will just allow her to use it because everyone that knows that it is not allegedly are not even adding the word allegedly, because she rightly fully said that the people of France, that news agency or that intel agency in France, they are people that don't care. They always speak the truth and nothing but the truth. So let's follow on with the allegedly, but we know it is the truth. So let's go.
And the teachers, which is in direct violation of Nigeria's anti-ransom laws. She understand? She you get it? Nigeria has a law that we will not pay ransom anymore to terrorists, because that is how terrorists are empowered. So what this thing is telling us now, if it is true, because now it is between Alaji and AFP. Hey, what this thing is telling us now is that those students and the teachers were never actually rescued. Because if you rescue somebody, you go in there, you shoot, you kill the kidnappers, and then you rescue them. That is what we call rescue. What we are hearing now is that the Nigerian government did empowerment of the terrorists, giving them billions of naira. Intelligence sources cited by AFP disclosed that the Nigerian government paid a huge ransom, with figures ranging between 2 billion to as high as 10 billion. So they allegedly paid between 2 and 10 billion naira to secure these children's freedom. Absolutely, we want the children to be free. We want the teachers to be free. Absolutely. But then they told us that they were rescued. This is not what the Nigerian government said, especially because the Nigerian government has a law against paying terrorists. The one source actually claimed that the government paid approximately 40 million naira per hostage, estimating the total to be around $7 million. These funds were allegedly transported by helicopter into Boko Haram's enclave in Gwoza, Borno State, near the Cameroonian border. That in itself tells us that the Nigerian government knows the address of Boko Haram. They know where to find them. They know where they are living. You understand? They know their enclave. Go. They know how to enter their apartment. This
now tells you that Nigerian government knows the address of terrorists, knows where to meet them, knows where they are. They engage the terrorists in a negotiation. They decided to plan how they will pay, how much they will pay. That one was calling, that one was here receiving the call, and they were negotiating the price that will be paid. And Nigerian government with helicopter carried money to the terrorists. They did not take bomb there to bomb the terrorists out. Oh my God. Donald Trump, are you listening to us? I hope my voice is getting loud, Those at the back, can you hear me? All right.
This money was said to have been handed over to a terrorist named Ali Ngulde, a senior Boko Haram commander. The investigation also fingered a feared Boko Haram figure who is known as Sadiku. They said he's the mastermind. This man called Sadiku is already famous for allegedly hijacking a passenger train from Abuja in 2022 and extracting hefty ransom from the passengers. And beyond operating from Borno, the man also allegedly operates a terror cell in Niger State. I'm telling you, Nigerian government, they don't just know their address, they know their offices, like all the branches.
Nigeria government don't just know their address, they know their offices, they know their branches. Their branch in Niger, their branch in Zamfara, their branch in Cameroon, their branch, they know where they are. Oh, Adela, thank you very much. Please just repeat that line again.
Operating from Borno, the man also allegedly operates a terror cell in Niger State. I'm telling you, Nigerian government, they don't just know their address, they know their offices, like all the branches that they have. 2 Boko Haram commanders were also allegedly freed as part of the negotiation. It wasn't just the money that was paid. It wasn't just...
Are you listening? Nigerian government not only paid money, but they freed 2 Boko Haram. And they're holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Hello? They freed 2 Boko Haram leaders with money that was paid. And they are still holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu after wasting your resources in going to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who was not a threat to Nigerian government, who was only interested in the safety of his own people. Okay? We must keep repeating this. Very, very important. Adeola, please come back again.
Allegedly operates a terror cell in Niger State. I'm telling you, Nigerian government, they don't just know their address, they know their offices, like all the branches that they have. 2 Boko Haram commanders were also allegedly freed as part of the negotiation. It wasn't just the money that was paid, it wasn't just the billions that was paid. The Nigerian government also allegedly freed 2 Boko Haram commanders. And they are telling us that they've declared war against terror. So this just makes it obvious that the Nigerian government is the one funding terrorism in Nigeria. Do you know that the government has...
I want her to repeat that. This just makes it obvious that the Nigerian government is the one funding terrorism in Nigeria. This makes it obvious that Nigerian government is the one funding terrorism in Nigeria. Now listen to me. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced for broadcasting from London. They kidnapped him in Kenya. And then he was in Abuja. Sentenced in Abuja. They sent him to the heart of terrorist enclave. By the decision of terrorists, terrorists arranged lawyers. And they sent him to Sokoto. Get him in the middle of terrorists. Now, terrorists are the ones that want to decide the fate of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But you know what? Now that we know that Nigerian government are the ones that are sponsoring the terrorists, if they can go to as far as Cameroon borders and negotiate and pay terrorists, Donald J. Trump and people of conscience that are standing gidigam on the side of truth and that we are aligning together, it is high time we unanimously demand the immediatamente release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. 2 terrorists were released. Two. And billions were paid to terrorists. Terrorists are acquiring bombs. And it is going to escalate very soon. The sponsors of these terrorists are known. Nigerian government are not doing anything about them. Let me tell you, by the time, Nigerian government may be forced now. Nuhu Ribadu knows a lot. We're going to hear his name. By the time they will try to, maybe after they are forced to take the life of one of these sponsors, Nigeria, what will happen in Nigeria will be worse than what is happening right now in Mexico. Because already these terrorists have enveloped everywhere. It is going to be a spiral destruction in Nigeria. That is why we need to protect wherever we are. Very, very important though. We need to equip our men, our boys, our vigilantes that are sincerely fighting for freedom, not the criminals that have been empowered by Enugu state government or by Hope Uzodinma or by Wike. Those ones are terrorist groups, another group of terrorism. But you see Biafra Liberation Army, you see all our men that we know are interested in protecting our land. We need to equip them. You see, everyone in our homes, everyone, our leaders, equip your young men around the communities in our villages, in our countries. We need to protect ourselves because very soon it is going to go very, very bloody. Nigeria is exposed. The nyash of Nigeria is exposed. Nigeria cannot hold it back. They cannot stop these terrorists. The only people that can stop the terrorists is you, your self-will, your decision to go after it and stop it. You are the only one that can do it. If you do not decide to do it now, my brothers, my sisters, hell is already loose. So let's listen to Adeola. Let her finish. I don't know whether we can take the other video, but let's just listen to this one.
As part of the negotiation, it wasn't just the money that was paid, it wasn't just the billions that was paid. The Nigerian government also allegedly freed 2 Boko Haram commanders, and they are telling us that they've declared war against terror. So this just makes it obvious that the Nigerian government is the one funding terrorism in Nigeria. Do you know that the government has denied it? But then 4 intelligence sources familiar with the negotiations, they contradicted the official position of the Nigerian government. They told AFP that the payments were definitely made after intense back-channel talks led by the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. Hey! Uncle Nuhu Ribadu, you knew about this? What's that?
Have we not told you people here? Nuhu Ribadu, when some terrorists were captured in Kwara, and then Nuhu Ribadu came up quickly and said that he's the one that gave them guns. The Miet Yala, he gave them guns that they were vigilantes. In Kwara State, Fulani terrorists captured in Kwara State. Nuhu Ribadu, the National Security Advisor, he said he's the one that gave them guns. And now he has been exposed as being the one that sponsored or negotiated the payment of terrorists. Nuhu Ribadu, National Security Advisor. Do you ask yourself, why is it that up till now Tinubu have not removed Matawale, the terrorist defense minister in Abuja? The man has been exposed. Terrorists were calling his name. They even did live video. Some were saying, no, he's not part of us. He just bought us vehicle. Some were saying, we know him. He has been sponsoring these people. And he is still the Minister of Defense in Abuja. Nuhu Ribadu now has been spotted to be the one that was part of the deal. Okay? All right, let's listen to this. Let's round it up.
Terrorism in Nigeria. Do you know that the government has denied it? But then 4 intelligence sources familiar with the negotiations, they contradicted the official position of the Nigerian government. They told AFP that the payments were definitely made after intense back-channel talks led by the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. Hey! Uncle Nuhu Ribadu, you knew about this? What's that? These negotiations reportedly lasted for 2 weeks before the captives were freed. So for 2 weeks after these kids were kidnapped, the Nigerian government was negotiating with the kidnappers. How much do you want? Okay, this is how much we can afford. Okay, we'll send it by helicopter. Give us your address one more time. Okay, and Nuhu Ribadu will be the one to negotiate. For 2 weeks, guys, there was no rescue mission. For 2 weeks. Once again, we are happy that those kids are freed, teachers are freed. But what is this? We are empowering terrorists, even if to ensure that none of these kids will be killed, even if they will give them the money for them to be freed. What happened after giving them the money and after they freed the kids? Can't they go back to go and finish the terrorists? Okay. Are you telling me that the Nigerian army is not capable of a successful rescue mission? I mean, we just sent Nigerian troops to Benin Republic last year, December, didn't we? When they tried to overthrow their president. They were trying to overthrow their president, their corrupt president. And Nigeria sent soldiers. We sent troops to them like quickly. We cannot send troops to rescue our own children. I don't understand what is happening.
You need to understand.
This is sad. I interviewed Reverend Ladi Thompson, who said that Nigerian president is in the know about the terrorism that is going on in Nigeria.
Yes.
That he pays them.
Yes.
That video went viral. A lot of people watched it. But there were people who also said, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
Okay, now this is AFPO telling us that Nigerian president paid about 10 billion to Boko Haram terrorists.
The same Boko Haram that the Sultan of Sokoto is actually defending. I have the video. Time doesn't allow us to play it every time, but I have the video.
What do you think these people will do with the 10 billion? They'll buy more weapons.
Yes.
They'll terrorize more people.
Yes.
They'll kidnap more people. And if this happened with just one operation, if they could get billions out of one operation, do you know how many operations they've had? Like, do you know how many times they've kidnapped a lot of people that the Nigerian government is trying to save face? Not that they actually cared about these people, but whenever they kidnap a lot of people at a time, the government is trying to save face. So that means they've been paying them each time,
Yes,
and telling us that they are rescuing these people, which makes me wonder how many billions have been paid to these terrorists. I think besides just telling us that AFP is lying, the president needs to address this. This is a huge scandal. And Uncle Nuru Ribadu also needs to speak out, because now he's been quoted as the negotiator for terrorists. This is wrong. I'm just... Now to...
You can't get better than this. You can't get better exposed than this. There's no way they can save their face anymore. Release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ASAP. Those of us that now understand, you can say Adeola was a very critical individual before, but now you see her. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used to mention her, say, oh, she's not one of the Yoruba brand envelope, but now she's aligning. All of them were aligned. You know about the one they call Sheyi Law. I will talk about him maybe later in the evening. You know, some of them, they are all going to align. The video I'm going to use to finish now, because my time is up, I will just play the video so that I watch it, is our own apostle. One of our special apostles who is speaking very, very vocal and loud. And I pray nothing happens to this, our brother, because as he's exposing like Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo, you know, the next thing they will do, instead of going for the terrorists, these are the kind of people they come for. They will come for those that are speaking up, that are speaking the truth. That is what they do. That's what they do. But anyway, we will continue to play these kind of videos for you to know that, look, there are people that have to confront them. This guy also said it before. He has 2 videos that I'm supposed to play. Let me play this one. If I have time to play the second one, I will play it. But just please share these videos and let them know that we are now aligning together. And we must come to the conclusion that the solution, the only solution, is to end Nigeria, divide Nigeria. Igbo go, Hausa go, Yoruba, if you want to remain with Hausa, fine and good. But for us, Otilo, we are gone. Okay? Ayanago, we are gone already. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released ASAP. ASAP. All right? Enjoy this, and I'll see you later. Day one.
Last year, when the Niger State student, the St. Mary student in pupils in Niger State, over 200 were kidnapped. And after a while, the government came out. We all pleaded, we all begged, we all came online and ran, we cried, we asked for help, for people to help, and we called on the government to do their job. But after a while, the government came out and said the pupils have been released. And while we appreciated that the people were released, we thank God that people were released, but we had to ask the question, how were they released? Was it by military action? If it was by military action, it means the terrorists were neutralized and we should be able to see their body, or were they arrested? If they were arrested, then we should see them being prosecuted and taken to the court to face the wrath of the law. But we didn't say any of this. Then we asked if it was ransom, because we must understand, Nigerians, that it is not news that the government paid ransom severally. And so nobody said anything. Then people came at me and said, I should just be happy that the people have been released. Does it bother? Does it matter how they were released? Does it matter which process they were used to be released? And all that. And one of the things you can applaud the APC government for is that they are a propaganda government. They are full of propaganda. I am a man that will say it the way it is, regardless of whose horse is God. They are full of propaganda. People attacked me, they said, oh, just be happy. Man of God, you should just be happy. But you see, just yesterday, you see the document behind there, you see it. Fitch Nigeria, that is Foundational Investigative Journalism, led by Fisayo Toyomba or Fisayo something. Fitch Nigeria released an investigative journalism, was carried out, and it was found that the ransom for that release, for the release of those pupils, was 2 billion naira, paid by the Nigerian government to Boko Haram. Initially, they demanded for $7 million. But after much negotiation or so, 2 billion naira, 2 billion taxpayers' money was paid for those children to be released. Isn't that amazing? We have become a joke in this nation. We have become a people of joy. And the government know one thing. One of the things that the government knows is that nobody is held accountable. I think one of the things that gives the government the temerity to do some of the things they do is because they know that nobody holds them accountable. The people that should hold the government accountable are politicking, are being politically correct, are playing ethnic cards, religious cards, bigotry. So the government paid. I'm not the one that invented. It was an investigative journalism. Who carried the money, where it was dropped, to whom it was given, the border where it was, the venue where it was given, everything is indicated there. Go and read it. Go to Fitch Nigeria handle, go and search it. Fisayo's handle is an investigative journalist, and he carried and he published it yesterday. He published it yesterday evening. 2 billion naira was paid. Which serious government that is intentional about ending terrorism pays ransom? You pay ransom to the government. Do you know, and you pay ransom to terrorists? Do you know how much weapon and ammunition 2 billion naira will get the terrorists? Do you know how much weapon it will get them? No. And you want to end terrorism in a nation. You want to end terrorism in Nigeria. You go about telling saying we are working on it. You are fighting against terrorism, and you are paying 2 billion naira ransom. The soldiers that are fighting daily, where their lives have been lost, they don't even get quota. They don't get any of those amounts for them for the allowances of their salary. A soldier's salary, even if you have spent 20 years in the army, 20 years in the army, your salary is not up to 200,000. It's about 150 something, 180 something. 20 years in the army, your salary is not even up to 250,000 naira. But the government can go ahead to pay 2 billion naira to terrorists for the release of those. And I guarantee you, one of the things you must understand that they have paid many money more like that. You remember the Kebbi State students that were kidnapped, and just like that we heard that they have been released. How were they released? Was it by military action? So that we can applaud the military men and applaud the government? How were they released? Or was it that the terrorist guys just said, guys, we are time, come and start going? Or was it that the government came and said, boys, how are you doing? How is work over there? Okay, now it's time to release the children. Please release and let them go back home. How?
Now, there's something I want to tell you guys in a minute before I continue. Do you know that they have been fighting our finance? They fight Biafra from financing our security. You see the way they divided us. The way they divided us using our own people, okay, and DOS to divide us, to make sure that we are not united to secure ourselves. Meanwhile, the government themselves are paying the terrorists to equip them to buy weapons to fight us. But meanwhile, they are reducing our finance. So whenever I come up here to tell you what to do, to go to the website www.ipobusa.org/donate, somebody else will be distracting you and telling you, I am the right one. We are the government. We are in the office. I am USB. We are this, we are that. And you know that anything that opposes our prime minister and our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is opposing our freedom. So now that you know it, please, let's be united. Go to www.ipobinUSA.org/donate. Put your dollar there. We need to equip ourselves to protect ourselves from these terrorists. As they are equipping their terrorists to fight us, please let us equip our men to defend us. Very important. Finance. Remember Musa, who is not ready to go after them and is only complaining. Musa is the one that told you we will fight their finance. Ngozi came immediately and told you that money will not be our problem. But meanwhile, she's doing fundraising every day and she's not equipping any of our men. Very important. We should take note of this. I'm taking a risk to come out of work to come and tell you this, but continue to listen to the message of this brother. Maybe in the evening we will debate. We need to go on the space and debate this so that you understand why they are fighting our finance. They don't want us to defend ourselves, but the government is equipping the terrorists to buy weapons, buy drones, and come after our men. As we are talking now, they are using Ijele, a Biafran, an Igbo man, to go after Biafrans and targeting us. We will destroy them, we will bomb them, we will destroy them. A Biafran, no. Open your eye. Every minute, don't let anybody deceive you. Go to www.ipobinUSA.org/donate. We must defend our land. Thank you. Let's go back and listen to him. They won.
When they released, ransom was paid. I said it. People attacked me last year. When those of St. Mary's children were released, I said it. That these people pay ransom. People were saying, I shouldn't bother. How do you end terrorism when the government keep paying ransom to the terrorists? We're in soup in this nation. 5 things you must understand this morning. Number one, the mountain which I'm willing to die on, number one, is that the insecurity in Nigeria has helped the government. How has it helped them? It has helped the people It has helped them to bring distraction to the people so that the people are not focusing on them to hold them accountable for bad governance. When was the last time you even had to hold your government accountable for bad governance? No. Everybody is just looking for how to survive now. So it has helped them. It has created this distraction. That the APC government that claimed there is no money, that they claim that they are servicing debt. Recently, we saw the vehicle, hundreds of vehicles that the government of Tinubu has purchased to be used for 2027. So the terrorism in Nigeria has helped them to bring distraction to the people so that the people are not focusing on good government to hold them accountable anymore. Another thing you understand, number two, the Nigerian government is fixed on one thing and one thing alone at this time. If it is not on that thing, they don't care, and it is re-election. If it is not concerned re-election, if it will not help their re-election, they don't care. One thing you must understand right now is that the Tinubu administration is only fixed on one thing and one thing alone, and they can give anything, they can sacrifice any Nigerian for re-election, because that was what they did when they came in. They were intentional. They were willing to spill the blood of people, to steal the blood of Nigerians. And they got a man that was vying for office who said, grab it, snatch it, and run away with it. Regardless of which method, just grab it and snatch it and run away with it. And now they can sacrifice any Nigerian for the election. You must have that at the back of your mind. Number three, except it is solely by American forces. Except it is solely by American forces to fight insurgency. The Nigerian military will not win the war against insurgency and terrorism in Nigeria and the jihadists. The reason is that they are highly compromised. They will not win the war. The reason is that they are highly compromised. They are compromised, and so therefore they cannot win. Except it is an extra body. As long as this Nigerian military continues and remains with their compromise and with their jihadists within their ranks, they will not win this war. I'm telling you that now so that you will know. Number four, Nigerians, especially the ones in the middle belt and in the southern Nigeria, by all means must seek a means of protecting themselves from the jihadists. Nigerians in the middle belt of Nigeria, Nigerians in the west of Nigeria, in the southern part of Nigeria, which means the southeast, the southwest, and the south, you must seek a means of protecting yourself. If you depend on the government for protection, I guarantee you, you cry for nothing. I'm an apostle of Jesus Christ. I bow to no man. I honor men, but I bow to no man. I honor men, but I bow to no man. And I will not be shut up, or I will not be cajoled into silence. I'll say it the way it is. Look for means to protect yourself, otherwise you will die for nothing. The next, finally, get yourself a weapon. I've said this over and over and over again. The religious ones will come and say, I speak too much. I said this and that. I'm an apostle. I shouldn't say that. Will someone say, God will punish you. God will punish you. Because you see, 2 days ago, in Dorowa, Babuji Borkel local government, Dorowa, Babuji Borkel local government, 7 Christians were killed in a local government. 7 Christians were killed 2 days ago. So if I come online and you are telling me that my language, I'm a man of God, I should not say that way. My language is this, my language is that. I say it again, this one, God will punish you. Or let me say it the way Jesus will say it, woe unto you. Because you people are so foolish. You are so foolish that you are not sensitive to what is happening in Nigeria. Get a weapon to defend yourself. 7 men, look at their picture, look at them lying down there. 7 of them, 7 souls, innocent souls, Christians. The genocide by the Fulani jihadists, we're unalived. And when we keep talking, you think I'm joking, you think I'm wasting my time when I keep talking. God will hold you accountable. Nigerians seek a means to protect yourself. America, there is genocide. Act now.
Okay, please, I'm going to play another video for you. Listen to this one, and then it's going to also get you, your mindset about this. Watch this one from the same brother.
Calling for the head of the family. I saw the video of a lunatic Islamic preacher calling for the head of the first lady of Nigeria. That she should be killed, she should be beheaded, she should be stoned, she should be killed in the most gruesome way, simply because she's a Christian. And what's all, according to him, that she's also a pastor. Then because she's a Christian, she's a pastor, she should be killed. A very, very lunatic statement from a lunatic man. And nothing was done about it. In a nation that is saying that guy will be in jail for the rest of his life. You are calling for the first lady of your nation's head to be removed, simply because she's a Christian. Simply because she's a Christian and a pastor. For that sake, I was outraged. I was angry. But then, look at it.
Yanzu shi Tulumbu mata ta arniya ce, kuma ko arniya oga ce daga cikin arna. Ita ma hukuncin da Allah ya ce a kashe ta. Don mi tana cikin shugabannin arna. Pasto. Haka Qur'ani ya magana. Jagorora na kayirci Allah ce a kashe su. Jama'a in an ce wance pasto ta me matsayinta?
All right, you have seen it. I was angry. You know me. I will not allow anybody to suppress Christianity or to suppress the Christian brethren. As much as I have the breath of God in me, I will continue to speak against lunatic statements like this. I will continue to counter lunatics. Islamic lunatics, Islamic jihadists like this, I'll continue to counter them. As much as the grace of God lie with me, I will not allow such idiots, such lunatics, such depraved-minded entities to speak and go for. I will continue to call them. I wanted to do that. I was afraid. I said, for God's sake, you are calling for the head of the first lady of a nation because she's a Christian and she's a pastor. You should be behind, you should be locked in a dark place for the rest of your life. Then I came across another interview granted by the first lady herself, and in that interview, she clearly said that there was no genocide. You see it. Look at it here.
While it may not meet the technical definition, many Christians associate your country with genocide. Is there genocide in Nigeria?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so because when you look at these areas, it was first the Hadas conflict, and it has been there for years. And when you're coming into an environment that are mainly Christians, when you attack them because you go into their farmlands, and then when you have terrorists and people kidnapping for money.
You have heard it. She clearly stated that there was no genocide. She classified, she said it is farmers' headers clash. For God's sake, you came out as a first lady, a Christian, and you denied that there was genocide. All because you don't want the world to look down on your husband's government. For God's sake, Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, or because you don't want the world to look down your husband's government, all in the bid to defend your husband's government. You came out to say there is no genocide. Even though a man was calling for your head as a Christian, being the first lady and also a Christian, an Islamic preacher was calling for your head. How much more people in the rural communities, Christian in the rural communities, and you take their pain and their experiences to being farmer traders clash and say it is because election is coming. If they can demand for your own head, they are not afraid of the status you have obtained as the first lady, Mrs. Tinubu, for God's sake. Is everything all right with you, man? Is everything okay? That a man had the confidence, the temerity to demand for your own head, to say you should be stoned, you should be annihilated in the most gruesome way. And then you still came out to say there is no genocide, for God's sake. If a man could demand for that, do you know how many has there been such a man has inspired to go into jihad? That have killed scores of Christians in their thousands. Every single day it keeps happening. There is hardly one day that you not find a record of such thing. There's hardly one day. There's hardly one day you will say that. And you still came out to say it is not genocide. For God's sake, simply because you want to defend the government of your husband, the incompetency of your husband, Tinubu. I'm ashamed. I can't explain this. I am disgusted. I am ashamed. Pastor Oluremi Tinubu, that the man could demand for your own head, and still you said there was no genocide. He didn't say because of anything. He wasn't talking about economic situation. He wasn't talking about how the economy has tanked under your husband's government. No, he was demanding for your head simply because you're a Christian. And he said, what's so far for him that you're even a pastor? He was calling for your head. Do you think if you're not in the status you are today, such a man will not have mobilized but to come and do what he wants to do with you? But you still came out to say there's no genocide. It was with that kind of statement. If such a man can make such a demand on your own life, how much more people in rural communities that are the vulnerable Christian in the rural communities, and still you say there is no genocide? I am disgusted. I wanted to come and banter that guy. I wanted to come and bash him online. I wanted to send a very serious message to him. How dare you speak to the vice president, to the first lady of a nation like that? That is a Christian. How dare he? Then I came across your video, denying the pain of the people. Within this last week, I know how many attacks I recorded. Even on Sunday, when I said, okay, we're entering a new week, on Sunday 22nd, seven souls were destroyed, were killed. I have the video on my phone. I will not be able to process it because they'll flag it for me. I did that yesterday, they flagged it. And you still said there's no genocide. Nítorí Ọlọ́run, Madam Tinubu, because you want to defend the incompetency of your husband. How could you be like this, for God's sake? That a man called for your head and you still defended that there is no genocide. For the world to know, there is genocide in Nigeria, and since the last missile drop of the president from the United States on the terrorists in Sokoto, I want the world to know that it has increased. It has increased at an accelerated rate. That the attack now happen consistently. Please ignore what that woman said. There's a selfish, she has her own interest to protect her government, the government of her husband. That's why she has said what she said. There is genocide in Nigeria and it has increased. It's happening daily on a consistent basis. The church, every video I make, I always say this. Find a way to defend yourself as a Christian. In a Christian community, in the church, find a way to defend yourself. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Psalm 91 now will not save you alone. Get your weapon and get Psalm 191. That's why you become a true soldier of Christ. If you want to live, get a weapon. I'm saying it, get a weapon and hold your Bible, the word of God, then the physical weapon. Use it to fight this jihadist terrorist. Ignore what that woman has said. She's biased. She's sentimental. And I'm disappointed with you. A Christian woman, pastor, denying this thing. I don't care. I don't care. I've sent this message. When you see this message, you know that you have betrayed the body. You have betrayed your fellow brethren. You have betrayed your brethren. You think if those people have the opportunity, they will not attack you where you are? You have betrayed your brethren. And I'm disappointed.
Have mercy on we, be your friends. Lord, give us a freedom. Have mercy on we, be your friends, and give us a freedom. Oh Lord, have mercy on we, be your friends, and give us a freedom. Father, we need our leader. Prophet, we need our leader. We need our leader. Yeah, man. The evil and wicked British and Fulani Caliphate can't stop the sun from shining from the east of God. And so dear friends all over the globe, are you feeling me, a chanting? Brian, I feel you from my location, you know. We are going back to our homeland now, to our roots to go Kike. Biafra nation is our roots. We are going home to where Jehovah rules. We are going back to our homeland now, to our roots. Biafra nation is our roots. We are going home to Biafra city. We are going back to our homeland now, to our roots. Biafra nation is our roots. We are going home to where Jehovah rules. We are going back to our homeland now, to our roots. Biafra nation is our roots. We are going home to Biafra city. I got to tell you, we no fear wicked British, we no fear Britain, we no fear them, Boko Haram, we no fear them, we no fear Fulani Caliphate, we no fear them, we no fear Mieti Allah, we no fear them, Bandit Kill, we no fear them, Janjaweed, we no fear them, Al-Qaeda, we no fear Lucifer, we no fear you Satan, we no fear little demons, we no fear Leviathan, we no fear little junkies, little Janjaweed. Obasanjo and his entire generation died and was buried in our Biafran. You think it is business as usual? This is the new generation of Biafran. For your information, if you don't mind, mad people everywhere. Mad people. Yeah, you feel, man. We are going back to our homeland now, to our roots to go Kike. Biafra nation is our roots. We are going home to where Jehovah rules. We are going back to our homeland now, to our roots. Biafra nation is our roots. We are going home to Biafra cities. We are going back to our homeland now, to our roots. Biafra nation is our roots. We are going home to where Jehovah rules. We are going back to our homeland now, to our roots. Biafra nation is our roots. We are going home to Biafra city. We are going back to our homeland now, to our roots to go Kike. Biafra nation is our roots. We are going home to where Jehovah rules. We are going back to our homeland now, to our roots. Biafra nation is our roots. We are going home to Biafra series. Yerima Shatima, the Boko Haram kingpin said that in Lagos the Yorubas can be buying the land for 100,000, and Fulanis we buy them for 150 or 200,000. But on Ibaban we buy his own for 10 million. Can you imagine? Mad people everywhere. Say whatever, give them water. Maramazuka, Ugo Chris, Pastor Bam. I'm seeing Biafra already, man. Yeah, man.